Good morning, everyone. It's been a long time, I know. And, well, there's not much been going on. I just didn't feel like videoing and putting it on YouTube or anything like that. Let me pull up my sleeves or it'll be totally black. I haven't really been doing much up here in the attic. I don't know. I sort of lost my, I don't know, feeling for it. I don't know how to explain it. I hope it's going to come back. We'll see. I think there's just too much things that I'm thinking about. My husband needs a hip replacement, so we've been going to the hospital and specialists and all sorts of stuff they're looking at. He has something in his, he has a really bad back, and there's this sort of it's like a pacemaker. It's in his body, and then there's a wire that goes to this, looks like a popsicle stick that's on his spine, and that gives these electric shocks so that he doesn't feel his back that much. So that's sort of a problem with the hip replacement, because then they can't put something on him. You know, if he really starts to bleed, they have to sort of with electric close those the bleeders, and they can't do that if he has that thing, and I don't know what, a lot of stuff. But he does need one because he walks with a stick now, walking stick. And he can do absolutely nothing, which isn't too good when you're getting older because you need your exercise. But so that was going on. What else? I don't know. Well, a lot of stuff in Holland, of course. I bet everyone's heard about the elections, right? Right. Yeah, the Geert Wilders, that's the one who won. It's a right-wing party, and they're sort of really, making it like he's some sort of a, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. He is a little bit radical, but when it comes down to it, it's not that radical. Because now he's saying, first he's saying like, we don't want any mosques anymore. We don't want the Quran. We're gonna, forbid people from reading it, which I think is totally ridiculous, because you can't say like someone can't read the Quran. I have a Quran somewhere, but I haven't read it, by the way. But that's because when you read the Quran, you have to be really clean. So I would never go against that, because they say when I read, normally I smoke. So but you can't smoke when you're reading a Quran. So you have to wash your hands and do all kinds of things, and then you can read the Quran. So I'll do that when I get more time. Okay. So he said a lot of stuff. Then he said, we're gonna all the people from Morocco, we're gonna kick them out of the country and all that kind of stuff. But it's not like he's gonna do that. See, right now he's already backpedaling, because he said, everyone that lives here in the Netherlands, in Holland, if you just be a normal Dutch person and behave and don't be criminal and all that kind of stuff, well, then you can just be here and you're just Dutch. So that's it. So, and that is really it. What's really bugging a lot of people is the criminal sort of, we have these gangs that go to Germany, and then they put explosives on one of those ATMs and they blow it to Kingdom Come, and then they take all the money and drive back to Holland. That's what's going on around here. Yes, very scary. So people that live above those ATMs, because usually there's like apartments and stuff, they're not so safe, so they don't like that. Now yesterday they've opened yet another asylum seeker thing, this is what the Geert Wilders, the one who won the elections, what it's all about. He says, like, the people from Holland, the old seniors, they have like almost no money, because if you haven't taken care of pensions or anything like that, then you get, you know, something like, I don't know, 1,200 euros, and the rent for a house or an apartment, it's something like, what would be a normal rent? Something like 600-700 euros. That's a normal rent. So he says, like, it can't be that when we take in people looking for asylum, that we give them like three times more than we give our senior citizens. And that's why he sort of won the elections, because he says we've got to stop taking all these people in. Our country is full. Enough is enough. And 78% of the people that voted for him, you know, had the same idea. So yesterday they opened another one where they are going to transport 200 of them. And the thing is that they're putting them up in a 4-star hotel. And I'm not kidding. It's a 4-star hotel. Before this, they put them in a cruise ship, a 5-star cruise ship with buffets and the whole, you know, it's not like they're only sleeping there. They get the whole package. They get the swimming pool, the saunas, the buffets, the everything. And then we look at the senior citizens of Holland that have built this country, have been working here for 40, 50 years, and now are sitting at home. They can't put up the heat. They can't put it to 21 or something like that, because you can absolutely not pay the gas bill if you do. So they have their thermostats on 15, and in the old people homes, they are doing the food it's gone to some sort of a budget. I just read it yesterday. People who are in those homes, they get 100 grams of vegetables and 100 grams of meat a day. 100 grams is nothing. Oh my God. And then you know, it's just the contrast. You look at what we give our own people who have been paying taxes for 40, 50 years, who have helped build this country. They get 100 grams of vegetables and 100 grams of meat. And then we take in these people who shouldn't even be here. I'll tell you how that works. They shouldn't even be here, and they are being putting up in 5-star cruise ships and 4-star hotels, and they're getting these packed full buffets. Well, I don't know how this works here, people, but then the same you know, in the same place, they opened up an old school for our own homeless people, because a lot of homeless people are living on the streets, and it's getting cold. We're going into winter. And what do? They don't put them in hotels. No, they put them in an old school building with really no heat, no food, no nothing. So that's why the Dutch people are voting for Geert Wilders, and that's about it. And we have so many of those. I have a card. I can put that up in between here. Somewhere where you can see how many of these they're like old buildings, but really big. Some have 500 asylum seekers in them, but they're you know, divided over whole of Holland. There are so many of them, and there are ones they're in the news really a lot often. So at night, the people that are living there, that it's a really little town, and then, you know, they have these Ring doorbells which do have video, and every night there are these gangs that come from, you know, where the asylum seekers are kept. I don't know, really nice, you know, bed, breakfast, everything. But every night they go into the town and they look where they can steal stuff. I can't make this up. They go into homes, they steal the laptops, the mobiles, the jewelry, everything. Then sometimes they get caught, but the people don't get their stuff back. Because first the asylum seeker has to do, I don't know how you call that, but they have to say, okay, here you can have your stuff back. If they don't say you can have your stuff back, it's kept by the police. I'm not making this up. This was just in the newspaper. It's silly. It's stupid. So, but they do other stuff, you know, that you know, they're with children, little girls, 11, 12 years old. They drop their pants and they start to masturbate. We have videos of that all over the place. I don't know why they do that. You know, I'm thinking they just want to say here, you know, the middle finger. And I don't know, they just do it. They drop the pants, they show their thing. Little girls. And the people there can't do anything about it. Because you're not allowed to act, you're not allowed to do anything. The police can't do anything, they're not allowed. I don't know. But imagine living in a town like that. And I haven't even told you most of it. Okay, guys. If you don't believe me, really, I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you, this is daily stuff in the newspaper, really. Go look on Twitter. If you go to Twitter, everyone can go to Twitter if you don't believe me. This is what it's called. Ter Apple. And Twitter translates what's on, you know, what they write. So you go to this on Twitter, put that in Twitter, and you'll see all the stories about what those people do. And I'm absolutely for taking in people that, you know, come from a country where there's war and or even other stuff like, you know, a country that prosecutes you if you're gay or something like that. You can come to Holland. Please, be my guest. I'll come and get you. But not these, not what's coming in. Because what is coming in is all men around, I don't know, 18, from the age of 18 to about 30, 35, they're all men. They all have, you know, the most expensive clothing. It's all Nike and I don't know, you know, I don't have to sell you New Balance. I don't know what those brands all are. But that's the clothing they have on. They have the newest sneakers, pearly white sneakers. They have the shades. They have the mobiles. They have everything. And they come here. I don't know why they're here, really. If you have all that, and you can get access to that in the country that you're running from, unless you're gay or something like that, I don't know what you're doing here, because I don't think then that you're in such need. But if you are, you can come to Holland. So that's what's been going on, and that's why a lot of people in Holland have been voting for Geert Wilders. So here we go. Okay, what I wanted to show you guys is this. I've made, this is watercolor but gold. I saw someone on I saw someone on Instagram. They were doing a really nice watercolor on a rock and with this gold paint. And someone asked, you know, what is that gold paint? And she said, well, it's just watercolor. But I thought, that will not work. How can you do that? Because that won't stick on there. So I made this. And look at it. This is on plastic, so it works. Doesn't matter where it's on. Let me get you in there in the light. It works. Now, if you're thinking, okay, tell me how you do that, I will show you. And I was going to make a batch of blue. So you get a little cup, and you get some of your mica, because I know we all have a lot of these little tubs of mica. Then you get a little oopsie poopsie. There we are. Then you get a little lollipop stick or whatever. And you take some of that mica, you put it in. I'm just going to make a little bit. Then the first thing you need is this, Arabic gum Arabic, because this is the material that puts like a little bit of glue. It puts the glue in the mica. So I'm gonna swap it around that it all gets covered in the Arabic gum. That's about it. Yep. Then you need a little bit of glycerine. So I put a drop in there. It will make for it to dry, but not dry out like really dry, but more of a, like you see, you know, those little bricks of watercolor that you can buy. That's how it's going to dry. And then of course we need the oxbile. It's on there, all different languages, because that's sort of what you need to make it spread when something's wet. So we got that all together. And what you then have to do, can I show you? I don't think so. I'll have to look for that. But then you put it on a glass plate, and you have this thing that you sort of, you know, mash it with. But you can use it like this, that's no problem. So there it is. See it shine? It is so pretty. It will shine. But I did want blue, but it's sort of green. Oh yeah, I should have looked on top. That's the color it is. It looks blue, but it's not. But that's okay. So you can use it like this too. So I'm going to put a little lid on this one. And a lid on that one. And now I'm going to make a blue one. Where did I leave it? Okay, this one, that's Ocean Wave. Ocean Wave has to work because that is really blue. So I'm going to take that out, put it in, put in a little bit of Arabic gum. I'm going to use my same little brush because a little bit of green in the blue I don't mind. I sort of like that. Okay, that's that. Gonna close it. Then we're gonna add, first we're gonna close that one. Then we're going to add the glycerine, just a drop. There it goes. And a drop of oxbile. Okie dokie, it's ready. Now we're going to stir it up. So I've been on Twitter, been twittering all about it. Some people are really mean, so I'd sort of go in about that. I don't like people being mean about asylum people. That's nice and blue. Let's see if you can pick it up. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice and shiny. So if you have a lot of those little things from Primary Elements and you don't do any more acrylic pouring and you don't use it anymore, this is also a really nice way to use them, and it makes for some really, really nice watercolor. What I would like to do is get some water and see how much I can dilute it. I have some, but it's really dirty water. Let's see. Yeah, it still works really nice. That is really nice. See how thin you can make it? That is watercolor. And of course the watercolor, that Arabic gum, you know, when you go with your finger over, you don't want to see any gold shimmer when you go over it. You don't want it to sort of leave the paper. That's when you know you've got the good mixture. So a little bit here, let's see. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. Look how it spreads. That's pretty. Okay, that's a keeper. Like the color. And that's a lot, because this, you know, this is, when it dries up, all you have to do is put a little drops of water on it and activate it again. But you can go a long way with just this little pinch of mica on that. That's really, you don't have to use a lot. And you can buy those empty little naps. You can buy those on AliExpress, I guess. You could pour it into that. Okay, guys. Well, did want to, you know, just talk to you guys a little, that I wasn't dead or something. So I'm working on this. I saw someone do that. I thought, let's see if that's something fun to do. You know, it's not something I want to say, oh guys, you got to do this, but this is sort of a relaxing. First you make the squares, and then you paint the squares with watercolor. Doesn't have to be one color. You can go to green to blue or something like that. That would be a little bit prettier. And then with these little patterns on top, you can do some stuff with it. I kind of like it. But just, you know, to have something to do, to try to get my creative feeling back. It's really gone. So just waiting for it to come back, guys. Okie dokie. I'll see you all when I see you guys. I don't know when. I did have a couple of ideas though. I should do one downstairs, because I've been on this website, Kataviki. That's what it's called. You can sell on there. The whole world sells on there. And they're selling AI. And some of them aren't even that really pretty. And there are some painters on there that I'm thinking, wow, I could do that. But that's how it always works, isn't it? Like we think, oh, I can do that, and you never do. But we'll see. Okay, guys. See ya next time when I'm in the mood for videoing. Love you all to pieces. Bye-bye.